Rivers Assembly members threatened to resign if Fubara is not impeached. NAF fast-tracks a purchase of 12 AH-1Z attack helicopters from U.S. NCAA warns airlines plans stiffer penalties for chronic delays and cancellations. And on the foreign scene, Zambia withdraws request for IMF loan extension. Hello, good evening and welcome to News Update on Trust TV. I am Fatima Ahmed Musa. Now begin the news with political matters. Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Martins Amaule, has warned that lawmakers may resign if Governor Siminalayi Fubara is not removed from office, accusing him of posing a threat to democracy. Amaule said the crisis is between the governor and the constitution, not between Fubara and FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, insisting the assembly will not allow what he described as constitutional violations to continue. The warning comes after the House formally began impeachment proceedings against Governor Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odu, with 26 lawmakers endorsing allegations of gross misconduct.
Mr. Speaker, by your leave, may I lay this at the table.
Please do so. Distinguished colleagues, the majority leader, one house please, order. The majority leader has just laid before the House the notice of allegations of gross misconduct brought pursuant to Section 188 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended 1999, and this particular letter was signed by 26 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, which the majority leader has read their names. Distinguished colleagues, I am now in receipt of this letter, and pursuant to the sections of the 1999 Constitution as amended, I will ensure that this letter is forwarded to His Excellency Siminalayi Fubara, GSSRS, Governor of Rivers State, within 7 days. Distinguished colleagues, I will do that. Rest assured, I will not renege. I will do my job in line with the Constitution. Thank you.
Now, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, has declared that bad people will not prevail in Rivers State, expressing confidence that divine intervention will protect the state. Wike made the statement on Thursday during a thank-you visit to Bonny Island, Rivers State. His remark comes amid heightened political tension in the state following the commencement of impeachment proceedings by the Rivers State House of Assembly against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy. Although Wike did not directly mention the impeachment process, his comments are widely seen as a reaction to the unfolding political crisis in the state.
Employed Rivers State youth, 10,000. The person we handed over power to, instead of allowing the 10,000 youth to cancel that job. 10,000 youth. A bad child is a bad child.
Amid rising political tension in Rivers State, the Ijaw National Congress, INC, and the Ijaw Youth Council, IYC, have urged the State House of Assembly to discontinue impeachment proceedings against Governor Siminalayi Fubara. INC President Benjamin Okaba, speaking on Thursday, described the move as a threat to democracy rather than an Ijaw issue, calling on stakeholders to defend constitutional governance. He recalled that the crisis had earlier been resolved after a 6-month suspension of the governor and his deputy, warning against a resurgence of instability. Factions of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in the state also opposed the impeachment. In a statement signed by Darlington Nwa Uju for Chief Emeka Beke's faction, the party acknowledged legislative independence but described the impeachment process as unjustifiable. Similarly, a former PDP spokesperson in Rivers State, Sydney Tambari, appealed to lawmakers to sheath their sword, noting that Governor Fubara had made significant concessions to preserve peace. He described the impeachment push as ill-timed and detrimental to stability in the state. Now, the Nigeria Air Force, NAV, has begun moves to fast-track the acquisition of 12 AH-1Z attack helicopters from the United States to boost its combating capabilities. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sunday Aneke, led a program management review meeting with senior U.S. government officials and representatives of Bell Textron from January 5th to 6th, 2026 in San Diego, California. Anike described the acquisition as a major boost to Nigeria's air power and a reflection of strong defense cooperation between Nigeria and the United States. He stressed the need to complete production on schedule and within budget, noting that the helicopters will enhance precision strikes, support ground troops, and minimize collateral damage. He thanked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his support and reassured Nigerians of the NAV's commitment to tackling terrorism and criminality with professionalism and accountability. Former Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, retired, has filed a 1 billion defamation suit against another retired senior military officer, Major General Danjuma Hamisu Alikefi, retired, before the Kaduna State High Court. The suit, filed on January 8, 2026 at the Kaduna Judicial Division, accuses Alikefi of making and circulating false, malicious and defamatory statements, allegedly linking Buratai to terrorism financing, Boko Haram suspects, and the illegal release and concealment of terror suspects. Though, through his counsel, A.I. Aliyu and A.M. Hassan of Law Plus Consult, Buratai is seeking declarations that the statements attributed to the defendant and published on several online platforms are defamatory and injurious to his reputation. According to court documents, Buratai alleges that Ali Kefi granted interviews in 2025 in which he insinuated that the former army chief had links to terror suspects and financiers and was involved in conspiracies to cover up terrorism-related activities during his tenure as Chief of Army Staff. The plaintiff said the publications were widely circulated on platforms such as Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, WhatsApp, and Instagram, giving the allegations both national and international reach. His statement of claim, Buratai described the allegations as entirely false, stressing that he has never been investigated, indicted, or convicted for terrorism financing, or any related offenses. Now to politics again. The All Farmers Association of Nigeria, AFAN, has called for sustained dialogue, awareness and enforcement of government policies as a lasting solution to recurring farmer-herder clashes in Jigawa State. The call came during a stakeholders meeting held in Dutse, bringing together farmers, herders, security agencies and civil society groups. Trust TV's Rabiu Ali reports.
Farmer-herder clashes remain a serious challenge in part of Jigawa State, affecting food production, livelihoods and peaceful coexistence. To address this, the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, AFAN, convened a stakeholders dialogue aimed at finding practical and sustainable solutions. Speaking at the forum, AFAN Jigawa Chairman Awalu Garba highlighted ignorance and lack of awareness of government policies as major causes of the conflict.
Public safety and security is very paramount importance here in our state. That is why we have arranged or organized this forum in order to create an awareness among all the stakeholders, the farming sector, and likewise the hardest sectors, to understand ourselves, to live in peace and harmony in order to be able to cultivate our land, to rear our animals in a peaceful manner.
Participants also welcomed the establishment of a Federal Ministry of Livestock, describing it as timely and capable of modernizing the sector while creating jobs.
We are very, very grateful for this occasion because we have discussed a lot about our problem between headmen and the farmers regarding our farming activities and our day-to-day activities. And inshallah, this discussion will be very important for us because we are going to extend or we are going to discuss about these issues with our local with our members in their respective communities.
Associate Professor Adogar Bajangargadi urged Fulani parents to embrace both Islamic and Western education for their children, noting it fosters understanding and peaceful coexistence. Education helps people understand society, laws, and peaceful living. Fulani children must be educated to prevent recurring conflicts. At the end of the meeting, farmers and herders expressed satisfaction, urging the governments to allocate grazing lands, protect farms, and enforce laws against offenders. Stakeholders agreed that ongoing dialogue, awareness, and strict enforcement remain key to ending farmer-herder clashes in Jigawa State. From Jigawa, Ali Rabiu Ali, Trust TV News.
Now, anger is mounting in Makurdi, the Benue State capital, as residents protest soaring electricity tariff despite epileptic power supply. Consumers say they are paying more but getting less, with frequent blackouts disrupting daily life and crippling small businesses. The situation has sparked renewed calls for urgent action from power distribution companies and government authorities. The report.
Electricity supply continues to dwindle across Benue State. Residents of Makurdi are expressing frustration over what they describe as high tariffs imposed by the Jos Electricity Distribution Company JED, despite persistent power outages. Some residents accuse JED officials of ignoring complaints, alleging that communities are often forced to raise funds to replace bent or vandalized transformers or face prolonged blackouts. Areas such as High Level, Ogumosho Street, Queen's Clinic Street, Atseyu Close, and Railway Bypass have reportedly been without electricity for weeks.
I'm buying NEPA, my money. Like now, if I buy fuel, I enjoy at the right buy. If I not buy fuel, I don't go free. But why I buy light? Government, they don't want to give us light. Since where they don't start, where they don't breathe, they go fix all those things. We the buy, we the give the money, we don't see light.
Part of power supply now is becoming an issue, ranging from I don't want to say no supply at all, but I'll say low supply to high tariff. It's frustrating.
Like here in High Level, we're buying 4 units at 1,000 naira. Here in my own house here, we use light on average 7 units per day. So the 7 units, we don't put burner. At least it's only fridge, television, fans, and then light.
We are placed on band A, and the level at which the units, I use prepaid meter in my house, and the level at which the unit get exhausted when you recharge is something else compared to how it used to be previously.
Responding to the allegations, the business manager of JED in Makurdi, Engineer Israel Jonah Osho, dismissed the claims. He explained that JED only distributes electricity, adding that supply challenges are largely due to generation and transmission constraints beyond the company's control.
We don't ask our customers to repair transformer or replace the transformer, even though it's our responsibility. And even though it's our responsibility, is tied to availability of fund. Customers are not meant to, for the mass metering that is going on, is free. Nobody is expected to pay a dime for it.
Engineer John Aosho also urged new customers to follow the proper procedures for obtaining prepaid meters and warned residents against dealing with unauthorized individuals. He cautioned that payments demanded for transformer repairs or installations are often fraudulent.
Advice for the public is for them to get a qualified technician to do proper wiring for them. If you're having that kind of issue, get a qualified electrician to look at your wiring systems so that wherever there's the leakages, you can actually make amendments. That has nothing to do with us as a company. But if you have that kind of issues, they come, we try to assist them so that they can resolve the problem.
Meanwhile, residents are calling on government authorities to strengthen oversight, ensure regular maintenance of power infrastructure, and collaborate with security agencies to curb vandalism, which they say continues to worsen Makurdi's electricity crisis. Until lasting solutions are implemented, many households and businesses fear that the cycle of high tariffs and unreliable power supply will persist.
And now move on to more stories. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, has warned domestic airlines over persistent flight delays and cancellations, indicating plans to impose stiffer penalties on operators with poor operational performance. The NCAA spokesperson, Michael Achimogu, said on Thursday that although the federal government has consistently supported airlines amid prevailing industry challenges, recent developments have made it necessary to enforce tougher sanctions where inefficiencies persist. Achimogu, who spoke via X, formerly Twitter, noted that while many flight disruptions are often caused by factors beyond the control of airlines, operators must take a greater responsibility for passengers' welfare, particularly in the area of timely and effective communication. He stressed that the airlines are expected to promptly inform passengers on delays or cancellations and provide necessary assistance in line with aviation regulations. Now, the Kare youth in Bauchi State have been urged to prioritize education and cultural values as a pathway to sustainable future. This reminder comes from Kare elders in Jalam District, Dabam local government area, as the 2025 Balabara Majalam Cultural Festival concluded with an energetic celebration of heritage. Trust TV's Adamu Imam reports.
The Balabara Majalam Festival attracted thousands of youth from Bauchi and neighboring states, including Yobe, Borno and Kano, becoming a vibrant center for cultural expression. According to cultural and tourism stakeholders, the historic festival showcases the Kare community's resilience and commitment to diversity, promoting peaceful coexistence across ethnic lines. Our culture has helped reduce social vices among some youths in this community. That is why we are renewing our commitments to changing their mindset through our cultural heritage. Balabara is aimed at encouraging our youth to become good ambassadors of the community and to remain productive rather than idle at all times.
First challenges was to control the people, and this year we have succeeded at least up to 75% of control of the people. There was no dissent. Last year, actually, even the invited special guests could not even view some of the traditional dances. But this year, nobody was there. You have seen it. You have seen yourself. You are a living witness. We were able to control it. And in fact, the only thing that has not happened the first challenge, because the center of our cultural festival this year is to display our cultural food.
As we predict, every member of the Kare community, when he goes back to his village, what he's going to do, he will continue. He will strictly with what the Bakui said. So they will plant the crops that had been mentioned during the Balabara. So Balabara, in other words, Bara is hunting.
Festival visitors and youth describe the event as a memorable celebration of kare-kare culture.
Kamar yadda dai kullum iyaye da kakanni suke kira.
Honestly, our parents are making serious efforts to ensure we become productive members of our communities through encouragement rooted in cultural values and identity. They guide us in the right direction. If they leave us with this culture, we will always be proud of where we come from. It is a clarion call for every youth to maintain a sense of belonging through culture wherever they go. I was very excited by what I saw at this festival, especially the active participation of youths in various cultural displays and other activities. It was attractive and well organized. I truly enjoy coming all the way from Kebbi State to witness this festival. Festival organizers assure that next year's event will feature more cultural dishes and exhibitions, citing late preparation as a reason for some elements were not fully showcased this year. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Now, sugar farmers in Kano State are grappling with a severe agricultural crisis following the outbreak of a destructive pest, Eldana saccharina, commonly known as the African sugarcane borer, which has devastated farmlands in Kura local government area. The infestation has reportedly wiped out large expanses of sugarcane fields, leaving hundreds of farmers with losses estimated in millions of naira. The situation now threatens livelihood and it's forcing many young people to abandon farming for urban centers in search of alternative means of survival. Findings revealed that communities including Dakawa, Kunshama, Daga, Tofa, Kwari, Gamadan, Yadagume, Tudu, and Gidan Makera have been badly affected. Farmers said the larvae born into sugarcane stalks, destroying crops from within and drastically reducing yields. Affected farmers lamented that the scales of damage has made it difficult to pay farm workers, purchase fertilizers, and sustain irrigation activities. They warned that the growing exodus of youths from farming communities is weakening the social and economic fabric of rural areas. Agricultural experts have raised concern that if the outbreak is not urgently contained, the pest could spread to other sugarcane producing states, posing a serious threat to Nigeria's sugar industry and broader food security. At least 10 children have reportedly died in a suspected cholera outbreak in Chanchangi town in Takum local government area of Taraba state. Daily Trust gathered that the illness began 3 days ago, affecting children aged 4 to 10 years who started experiencing vomiting and diarrhea. Within 2 days, the number of deaths reportedly rose to over 10, prompting fears of a cholera outbreak. Health personnel from the Taraba State Ministry of Health and the Takum Local Government Health Department have been dispatched to the area to contain the outbreak. Efforts to reach the Taraba State Commissioner of Health, Bodia Buma, for comment were unsuccessful as calls, text messages, and WhatsApp messages went unanswered. Now, away from Nigeria, Zambia has withdrawn its request for a one-year extension of its Extended Credit Facility, ECF, with the International Monetary Fund, IMF. The fund announced on Wednesday without giving a reason for the decision. The ECF program, agreed in 2022, was designed to help Zambia stabilize its public finance after the country defaulted on its international debt in 2020. An extension would have unlocked an additional $145 million in IMF support and kept the country under the fund's monitoring framework. With the withdrawal, Zambia will now rely on domestic revenue mobilization, financial markets, and support from other partners to address any remaining funding gaps. The development comes as Zambia grapples with double-digit inflation ahead of its August general election. However, the government is projecting an imposed outlook for 2026, forecasting that the budget deficit will fall by more than half and that economic growth will exceed 6%. The IMF said the sixth and final review of Zambia's ECF agreement is expected to be presented to its executive board later this month. And with that, we have come to the end of News Update on Trust TV. Do not forget to watch and catch us across all our social media platforms for more news, programs, and documentaries. I am Fatima Ahmed Musa. Thanks for watching.